By the time you're watching this video, I will be sitting in an airport on my way to Tokyo, Japan. Now, the reason for that trip I'll save for the next video, but I figure I'd leave a bit of an editor's note to start off. As a cinematographer, videographer, content creator, I always want to capture the memories of the trips that I go on, and this time around, I just don't want to spend the entire time buried behind a lens, so I've tried to minimize that kit as best as I possibly can. One of the other things is that most people that I go on vacation with, my girlfriend included, tend to ask the same question every time. Josh, how many cameras are you bringing on this trip? And I feel safe to say that I've kept it to a minimum this time around. And now that that's out of the way, let's dive into the bag and talk about what I'm bringing on this trip. Obviously, to kick off the video, we got to talk about the bag. Now, most travel trips that I go on where I take a little bit more camera gear, I would take my Shimoda Action X30, which is this guy right here. And it's not an overly large bag. I actually purposely went with the smallest of the Action series because it's a little more travel friendly. This does work as a carry-on, but as soon as you add a roll top to the top of a bag, I just want to stuff as much stuff that I can in there as possible, and this thing gets heavy pretty quickly. Now, because this trip is going to include a heck of a lot more public transit, a lot more walking, it's just a ton of people in Japan in general. I don't want to be the guy with a giant army green backpack walking around the whole time. I just wanted a bit more of a casual street bag, and that's where this bag landed. So this guy right here, which apparently is fucking wide open. Oh my God. So that is where this guy landed right here. This is the Peter McKinnon Nomadic 25 liter everyday bag. And this is actually borrowed from my friend Jesse. I wasn't always that stoked on this bag, I guess. I didn't really take too much of a look at it, mostly because of the interior. It's got kind of a brown interior and I never was a big fan of it. But after getting to use this bag and starting to organize and pack for this trip, I gotta say he made a pretty good bag. Let's start off with the loft. We'll dive into the loft first, where I've just got a couple of things, again, trying to stay as minimal as possible. And we're not starting in the loft because I keep getting thrown off by this, but this is actually the front of the bag. We're gonna unzip this guy here. We've got mesh pockets all over the place. It's nice because you can see what's in them pretty quickly and access them fairly quickly as well. And something I should mention, which everyone always does, and I never really understood it, but it's amazing, is that the bag stands up on its own. No matter how much stuff you put into it, they found a way to keep the bag standing upright so that when you're accessing gear, it's not falling forward constantly. When we started the mesh pocket up at the front here, I just have my laptop charging cable as well as some old school 3.5mm jack earbuds. These guys just come in handy when your AirPods Pro run out of battery or anything like that. And then I just went to the mall today and got myself 37,000 yen. So that's about $390 Canadian, just in case we need it for public transit while we're in Tokyo, Kyoto, Nara, and or Hakone. We're doing a few stops. Like I said, we're doing a lot of walking. Mesh pocket down below from there. We've got a power brick from Anker, and this one's a 65 watt USB-C, so it quickly charges all your devices. Really nice when we have to get up early in the mornings and we don't have a ton of time to charge things at night. Something like this that can quick charge is really nice. Then with that power brick, we got a long USB-C cable, just a little tangled up, long USB-C cable, and a long micro USB cable. This guy is literally just going to be used for charging up my A7 IV camera batteries because I have a portable charger that uses micro USB still. Doesn't charge fast, but it charges 2 batteries at once, so it's not that big a deal. Looking at the lens cleaner, so it comes with microfiber cloth, comes with some Kim wipes as well as a blower, and a few other cleaning supplies like a brush. That guy just stays right at the bottom there. Then we go to our second USB-C power brick. This one's for the laptop. Again, a quick charging option there. And then the last pocket, I've got a battery bank in case I run out of power throughout the day on the phone or anything like that. We're actually gonna be renting a Wi-Fi router. So in Japan, they're super tech forward, and if you don't want to pay for a daily data plan on your phone, you can rent these Wi-Fi routers that give you, for I think it was $65 to rent for the whole time we're there. Gives you Wi-Fi, high-speed internet wherever you are. So really nice option. that will also probably fit in the front of the bag as well. And then up here, I just have my sunglasses. Now, one of the other major things that I wanted to make sure that this bag could do was hold my 16-inch MacBook Pro. It's a chunky laptop, and it actually fits it a lot easier than my Action X30, because even though that's a bigger bag, it has a smaller laptop sleeve, and I had to kind of stretch it out a little bit to get my laptop to fit better in the Action X30, whereas it fits perfectly in this slightly smaller bag, and that was a great feature. I should say this too, Jesse actually added a bongo tie at the top to kind of hold on to the GorillaPod a little bit easier, so it's kind of nice to have, because these guys, they can still fall out, so it's just nice to know it's secure back there. But next we're going to go into the loft, which is the top compartment, which is a part of the main compartment of the bag, but it is a really cool feature that if you don't have a camera cube, you can just store whatever extra stuff you need. So I've got the DJI mics here. I doubt I'm going to use them, but I just figure it's good to have them just in case. And then I have my cord bag, small bag here, which is going to carry any extras like my camera batteries. I've got my Satechi USB-C hub for my laptop, so if I end up needing to buy a cheap drive, I can plug in USB-A right to that as well, and micro SD cards. Now, probably not going to get any use. This is a Sony E mount to Canon FD mount. There's a lot of camera stores in Japan, and if I find a good deal on a Canon FD lens, I may pick one up, and these guys, that's how you connect them. So there's that guy there, and then anything else do we have in here? Just a couple of USB-C cables in there just in case we need those, and that's the loft. I lied, I actually do have a Peak Design camera strap there as well, but camera strap's a camera strap. So let's open up the main compartment of the bag. Make sure I get the right zipper this time. Next up, we've got the mesh strap or mesh pockets in the back here. So the top ones, I've got my AirPods Pro. I've got a Lightning to USB-C adapter here. I label absolutely everything. I put a label on AirPods, lens back caps, front caps, on the lens, put it on the camera body. Anything that might go missing, I'll put a label on it, and it's saved me in more than one situation and has saved me thousands of dollars throughout the years by just labeling with my name and my number. And I've had microphones come back to me, actually a handheld microphone and a wireless lav have come back to me because I had the label on it, and I got a phone call saying, hey, we've got it here. It's available for you whenever you want to come pick it up. So label your gear. So that's the AirPods Pro and the USB-C Lightning cable. One thing that I don't have on me right now, once I go home, I will be adding it to the kit, is a USB-A Lightning as well, just in case the hotel has some USB-A connections and I can plug in my phone right into there as well. The pocket right next to that has got my card reader. So this guy will do CFast Type A as well as SD cards. The Sony a7 IV, a7S III, FX6 all do CFast Type A's as well. I have one CFast A card, and that's where this guy comes in handy here. It's connected by USB-C as well. So then to go along with, this is kind of like my media pocket. I've got a Samsung T5 drive here. I have some T7s as well, but this guy is 2 terabytes. This will store all the footage, all the photos that I shoot on this trip. I hope 2 terabytes is enough. If I'm shooting more than that, I'm shooting too much anyway. Again, we're going minimal as possible. Next up, we're starting with the right side here, going straight down, and we've got the small rig multi-tool right here, which is actually in my back pocket. So small rig multi-tool. It's got your typical Allen key sizes of, I think, 4, 5, 5.5, or 6. On the other side, you've got your Phillips, a flathead, a 2.5 mil Allen, as well as a T 2.5 Torx. I don't know what that one's for, actually. I've never actually had to use the Torx, but that all fits within this case. We're going to put that right back in there now. Key to have one of these guys, especially with your Peak Design capture clip plates. They come loose. I just had one come loose now, and that's why it was in my pocket. I also have a USB-A to USB-C cable, just a short little guy in case I need one there. In our last mesh pocket, this is my multi-camera charger right here, right there. This guy is super nice because you can charge multiple batteries at once and then charge the last battery in the camera body with a USB-C. So then you get 3 batteries charging at once overnight, and it should last you through the entire day. The last thing that I have is the GoPro USB-A multi-charger. If I can even get it out, it's grippy. So see, it's a 2 USB-A charger thing. It's great. They work great. And something else that I should mention is that in Japan, they use the same power outlets that we use here. Slightly less wattage, I believe, but everything should work just fine. And for the part that we're all kind of waiting on, the camera kit. So again, trying to stay as bare minimal as possible. I just went with the Tamron 28 to 75 f2.8 right here. Yeah. So that's that guy right there. Just a good kit lens. And then we've got the 35mm G Master here at f1.4. On the FX6 right now that's also coming is the 20mm f1.8, which is just a great wide angle lens, wide angle prime. It's not G Master, but it's plenty fast enough. And then finally on the inside, ND filters, and I've got a 1/8 Black Pro Mist diffusion that I'll probably throw on for some of my shots as well. And we're shooting this whole thing on the Sony a7 IV, which is my top-down camera. And the nice thing with this camera over the a7S III, which is actually the camera that I own, but I've traded with Christoph for a few weeks, is that it's a hybrid camera. So it shoots 33 megapixel photos. You can go into crop mode to a Super 35 or APS-C, so that my 2 prime lenses are actually 4 prime lenses. You get 20mm on the full frame, and you get a 32 on the APS-C. The 35 becomes a 56, and then I get extra zoom range with the zoom lenses as well. So it's just kind of the best travel camera that I've kind of experienced. Only downside is it doesn't have that second high ISO, but I'm not too concerned with that because Japan seems to be the country of lights. That's what's going with me in the electronic side of things. A couple things that I probably missed here, but that's it. So if you made it to the end of this video, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I gotta thank today's multiple sponsors of this video, who are Jesse, Brandon, Katie, and Dave Ross. All of them have given me some form of either equipment or entertainment to get me through this 14-hour flight and make sure I capture this trip the way that I want it to. All right, maybe we'll see you in Japan.